So good to be joined by Sam James, fitness industry professional. Look, do you mind, Sam, telling us about how you got involved in fitness and leisure and sort of your amazing career to date?
Yeah, so I first of all got into it. I had a cracked bone in my shoulder, and it's through the rehab that I saw the power of exercise. I worked with not only a physio but a personal trainer, and I had more results from the personal trainer than the actual physio. And it was that personal trainer that said, "Oh, you should train to. You should be a great person to work with disabled people." He sort of told me what qualifications I had. And then I Googled, found instructability, applied, got on the course, passed. That was 9 years ago. And through the work placement we had to do on instructability, I did a work placement in my local country gym, got taken on as a casual, worked around different sites, and I ended up in the exercise referral team. And I've been there 9 years, and I've moved around a little bit. I've worked in some schools, disabled schools. I've also am now working in the disability team, so I'm now project manager of Active and Inclusive Swindon, which is our local disability sport offer to get the inactive active. So I've really worked my way up from the bottom, right sort of nearly to the top. I also run my own business. So I am a qualified rehab personal trainer, and I also teach group fitness classes. And group fitness is more my passion. It's how I love making people feel good in an exercise class around other people, because you have the social element there, which I think a lot of people need, especially disabled people as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. Wow, 9 years in the industry. And I hope you don't mind me asking this question. Have you faced many barriers as a disabled person in the industry?
I haven't faced that many. I think for me, because I do teach group fitness and I teach it for everyone, so I don't just teach disabled people, I teach actually in gyms and like normal mainstream classes, is that some gyms won't take me on because of a disability. They have that viewpoint of you that you can't teach a class, or they won't give you a try, and and I think that's the only barrier that I've had. But I've just gone on and ignored that, and I just work for places that actually want me working for them. And when I have, I've done really, really well. In one place, I've been there for 8 years, and my class is fully booked every week. So it goes to show that if you give someone a chance and let them build that class up over time, that they can go and achieve great things.
Really, really good to hear that, Sam. I guess my next question would be, what do you think the fitness and leisure industry needs to do to become a more attractive career option for disabled people?
First of all, I think they need more disabled people in advertising. I think that when you look at a inclusive membership, say for example if they have got a disability or inclusive membership, it's normally older people or a wheelchair person in that actual advertising. Whereas that is only a very small percentage of disabled people. Disabled people can be ambulant. They could have like walking aids, they could be visually impaired, hearing impaired. So it doesn't actually reflect the true disability population. Also, I think that if they did that, the more people that they have going in that are disabled, it also showcases that they are inclusive, and that might then turn that they might have more disabled staff. Does it matter if it's on reception, as admin, gym instructors, teaching classes? But in my experiences, in my job, that disabled people respond better to disabled staff. So all my clients, they all respond to me because I'm in a similar situation to them. And I got disabled people with CP that come to my classes because I got CP. So that when I'm demonstrating a move, they can see me doing it, so they know that's how they got to do it. Whereas they haven't got another instructor or another person trying to correct them because they're doing it slightly differently.
You raised such an amazing point, and I couldn't help but notice on your own website some of the testimonials from your clients that have come through. There's one that really sort of stuck out for me, and it was an individual who was perhaps a little bit nervous about getting in touch, a little bit nervous about attending for the first time. What's the role of an instructor to kind of ease someone into fitness and allay their concerns, do you think?
I think that regardless if there's a disability or not, I think everyone is nervous about attending a class to start with. I think they all think it's going to be full of gym bunnies, it's going to be really high impact, when actually the whole purpose of a class is to be fully inclusive. It's to have every level from beginner right up and to give options to everyone. And they should actually talk to the instructor, because if they actually talk to the instructor, get to know that instructor before they attend, they can actually squash any of those qualms, worries that they might have. And like the lady that you mentioned, actually, she's been with me since the start of lockdown. She joined during lockdown because she's actually lives up in Scotland, and she has been one of my most regular clients, and she avoided a hip replacement because she's been coming to my classes and actually doing 3 or 4 classes a week online, and she said that the difference herself in her mobility has really, really improved.
Yeah, look, that testimonial really struck a chord with me in terms of that initial nervousness, the great work you've done, and kind of transformation, if you will. So look, we're here sort of celebrating launching the EmployAbility Leisure Guides. You've been given a sneak peek of them
Yes.
the launch. What are your thoughts on them?
It's quite interesting, and I thought it's quite in depth. So it's quite a lot of information in there for prospective employers, and the fact is that it's got lots of stats in there as well. I think actually employers that don't employ disabled people need to see those stats, so they actually see how big the gap actually is. And to me, disabled people are more loyal because we need a job. We like to stay in the job. We don't like to chop and change jobs, so we are more loyal. And I just found it very easy to read as well. I read it after class last night. It's quite easy to read. It's quite colourful. There's the graphics in there. It doesn't matter if you're a visual person or you prefer theory. There is stuff in there for everyone to pick out.
Yeah, and within the guides, there's some sections around the benefits of an inclusive workplace, inclusive culture. What do you feel are the key elements that make a workplace really inclusive?
I think it's the fact it's not to home in on a disability. I think as soon as you home in on someone's disability, that stops that inclusivity there and then. My manager does not see me as disabled. He sees me as any other person in the team. And even when I've gone for promotion, I've been treated exactly the same. And and they just make allowances or adaptations for me on the things that I struggle with or it's impossible for me to do. And it's not been hard for them. It's just that it's just been put into a place, been put into a risk assessment, and then it's actually there in black and white so that the whole team can see it. And I think get someone, disabled person, in working, even as a volunteer to start with, get to know them and then see what they can do, see how they can adapt the work and see the benefits on the centre, wherever it is, get them in and so they can show you what their capabilities are. Just let them thrive. If you let them thrive, they will thrive.
Sam James, thank you so much for joining us to celebrate the launch of EmployAbility Leisure. Thank you for your commitment. Cheers so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.